at CES 2009 at the Thermaltake booth with Ranson. This is a new product coming up, isn't it?
Yes, it's totally new product. It's actually the second version of Express we launched last year.
Right, yeah, and that's the one just behind us here that's got the sort of like the foam around
That's
it.
true. That one has a limitation on the motherboards and a lot of stuff, but this one is totally for end user.
So you can build your own PC, and it's not actual water cooling, is it? It's refrigeration.
It's a refrigeration. It's not water cooling. There's no water involved. It's only freon gases.
Okay, do you have to replace the freon gases after a certain time?
It's the same thing as a refrigerator at home. You don't have to replace that for like 5-10 years.
Okay, and when you run a PC that's cooled in this sort of extreme way, I mean, I consider it to be extreme anyway, does it consume any more power than a regular PC would?
The maximum that one of those consumes is 65 watt. Maximum you can go 65. So basically, if you like doing your normal stuff, it consumes about 20 watt extra.
Right, but if you're overclocking, it's going to work harder, is that what you mean?
Well, if you're overclocking, maybe you need to go to the higher, just make it maximum, so it's a 60 watt extras.
So does it control itself, or do you have to manually adjust it?
Basically, it controls itself. So it follows the temperature on the motherboards.
Right, and that's displayed at the top here, is it?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, so this isn't out yet, but do you know how much it's going to cost when it does become available?
It's around 300 something plus, not more than 400 for each unit. So we have one for video card and one for processor.
All right, and how do you fit everything inside the case once you've got these in there? Because where's your drive bays now? Oh, you've got room for a drive bay at the bottom there, is that right?
Yes. So for Thermaltake chassis, we actually have like 11, 12 bays. So one of that is like 4 bay, so you have 2 of that, and you got like spare 3 bay for you.
Right, now we're in a totally different section of the booth. Sort of. I mean, this is media center PCs, but I don't mean to throw you a curveball here, but this is massive. Why is it such a big media center? Well,
a lot of people right now, they need a bigger case so they can have a whole media center and playing games. What I mean is that really power consumption and video consumption game, so they need all the high-end parts to fit in there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of media centres in the past have been focused on having them small and quiet and fitting into the lounge room, but I guess there is that whole other side of media centres that you want it to not only play Blu-ray discs, you want it to be able to do a hell of a lot more, right?
Yeah, like playing games, okay, do video editing,
You'd be able to fit some extreme cooling in this too, wouldn't you?
Yes, the cooling is great. It's because you can fit any coolers you want in the chassis.
And well, obviously, I mean, you could have SLI set up in there or anything really.
Yeah, you can set up anything inside, like 8 hard drive, storage, videos. I think it's a total solution for people that having a big TV in the living room.
Does it come with a remote control?
Yes, it does. It's a full Windows multimedia center compatible remote.
All right, these are some pretty big coolers. What can you tell me about these?
Well, actually, these days, CPU getting hotter and the wattage getting higher.
What do you mean these days? They've been getting hotter for about a decade, haven't they?
Well, every time, but these days, it's been 5 years ago, it still happened. So we make it bigger and more efficient, right? For our SpinQ, actually, is award-winning from CES and also an EVE award from Germany for design a special good-looking coolers,
So it's not actually passive. It's got a massive heatsink, but it's also got a fan, but a large one.
That's correct. Actually, we want to create more higher airflow on that.
So I saw this in the booth, and it's kind of it's like a squish-down power supply. What's this?
Well, actually, this one is the world's slimmest notebook adapters. We haven't claimed that yet, but we're doing research. But so far, this is the slimmest and the lightest notebook power supply.
And you're going to be selling these to notebook manufacturers, or are you going to be selling it as an add-on product?
Well, we're going to sell it to all the end consumers, right? So it's going to be on retail and e-tail.
Okay, and are you going to be able to sell, the extra bits you need so you can use it with a plane or in a car?
Well, actually, the whole package comes with all the extra bits that you need. If for car, for airplane, we got a new version coming out. Wait for that.